Welcome to the Rookie Lap. It's Bristol, baby.
It was Bristol, baby. I thoroughly enjoyed the whole weekend.
I'm glad you did.
I'm glad you seem to have enjoyed it just as much.
I'm so glad you enjoyed it. So wonderful.
Frank, you too? Good racing?
I enjoyed the races. I would have been happier with some different outcomes here and there, but I mean that's the way racing goes. It's not just in NASCAR; it's all across the board. You don't never know till that last lap, do you?
Yeah.
And that's where we were left with these races. I think they've come a whole lot closer with the cars now. A lot of people are gonna say, "Oh, let's follow the leader," but really it wasn't. There was a lot of side by side, in and out, trying to make slide job racing. I think maybe a little more horsepower would be just perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been a whole lot of Bristol races. Maybe some people have forgot, but there's been a whole lot of races at Bristol in the past where if you didn't knock somebody out of the way, you were never getting by them.
And that's what it's been the last few years, unless the tires are blowing every 30 laps.
Yeah, and they could a little more tire wear would have probably been better than the way it wound up at a few races. Actually, the tires just really didn't come into play at all. It's hard to get that perfect, but it would have been nice to see just a little more fall off.
Yeah,
You mean like last fall?
No, not like last fall. I mean,
I like last fall.
Yeah, I know you like that blowing tires every 30 laps.
I think chaos is fun.
A balance somewhere in between.
Somewhere in the
middle.
middle.
An agent of chaos. I am an agent of chaos.
Well,
but all in all, my personal opinion is I would rather have this than that because I just can't stand to see blown tires costing people a nice finish, a decent car, and all that.
Yeah, I'm with you.
But that's why we have opinions. That's what they are, opinions. Everybody has different ones.
Yeah.
And if you've made it this far, leave your opinion, please. If you see this, go in the comments, write anything. It does not matter what. We need to know that real people are seeing this, and we're not talking to screaming at the clouds or whatever that saying is. So, please.
I like the clouds.
We need somebody to say that they saw this.
Cloud.
But anyway.
I'm a fluffy cloud.
So we had a new winner today.
I am a fluffy cloud.
We had a new winner today, and apparently this is Connor, for the people that don't know. And Connor's not a big fan of the new winner.
He's probably not in his own boat.
No, he's definitely not by himself. I read a lot of comments, and I've checked with it over the years, and especially here more recently now that he's done better. I've watched some of the comments that's gone on. I'll have to honestly say that Ty Gibbs has done a whole lot to not build a big fan base for himself.
Yeah.
His actions have caused some of that, his demeanor and some of that. So, but we expected this, at least Austin and I did. We expected it was coming sooner than later, and it came today. Which
is not a shock because on top of his, what is it now, top sixes in a row or something like that. He's led over 200 laps here last year. So Bristol's one of maybe his best tracks. So, I mean, the thing that does surprise me is, Frank, we weren't here at the beginning, but what were you thinking? I don't know if you paid attention to him when they went green. He was running a strong 15th. At points, he was 19th.
Yeah, he was one of the guys I had in my draft picks, and I was getting ready to pull him out.
Yeah.
Obviously, at the first of the race. I whoa, wait a minute.
So I guess
he's going back to being the old Ty Gibbs, but no, they got it figured out.
Yeah, that's probably the one thing that does surprise me out of the day because, I mean, we probably would say last year Ty Gibbs, if he gets in that situation, you're not going to see him again. But he apparently stayed cool. They worked on the car, and we saw him again. And he won the race, which in these days with them talking about how much you can't change nothing on the cars or make it better or worse or anything, obviously they found something because he went from running 15th to 20th to winning the race. So, and it wasn't on a luck call. I mean, he was
they kind of worked
second before that or whatever, so.
I think that had I been crew chief for a couple of the other drivers,
I would have stayed out.
I would have stayed out.
There was no point.
I know
two more tires.
I heard the conversation that apparently they had, between Larson and his crew and all. It would have been hard for me to come in knowing what the tires were doing.
Yeah, that coming in for.
But anybody can say something after it's already happened.
Yeah.
But you got to know that there's cars that aren't coming.
Well, that's why you're in the hardest spot there is, because whatever you do, others are going to do the opposite.
Well, what do you think you would have done? Stayed out, Kevin?
Yeah.
If you'd have been up in front.
I probably would have, even earlier in the race. You can ask Connor at that first caution at like lap 60 of stage 1, whenever Chase Elliott, Josh Berry stayed out.
Yeah.
And gained about 20 spots, and everybody else came in pit. And I told Connor, I was like, that was such a good call. And once again, we have to give Alan Gustafson credit for that call, because of the tires. They weren't falling off, and they were stuck back there in the 20s. So give your guys the front 2 spots. Let them just see what they can hold on to for the rest of the stage, and then net out wherever you wind up. But you can't be much worse than where you were. And for Josh Berry, that ended up being a top 5.
Yeah.
So
it actually worked out real well for him. But yeah, that would have told me at that point, if we got down to the end of the race and needed to make a decision, I think that would have made the decision for me right there. Because and also knowing that you did have a car that was capable of running up front all day, and you were there already.
Yeah, that's Denny Hamlin was talking on his show a couple weeks ago about comparing the numbers of how many races he's won that he shouldn't have and how many races he hasn't won that he should have. And I think that list that you should have won but didn't for Ryan Blaney is getting longer and longer and longer and longer.
Yeah, well, that's not the only the only one of Blaney's problems.
He's got a pit.
Well, that list is getting longer because of them problems,
yeah.
I think.
I mean, at what point do you make changes there?
We're
After
talking
the
about
second race,
Talking about the pit crew, yeah.
pit crew, if you don't know.
I mean, they showed some comparisons on TV about their times of their stopping.
I
It's
think
pretty bad.
they're ranked about 35th best. They're almost the slowest pit crew on the.
With arguably one of the best drivers out there, that he's probably passed more people than anybody.
I think statistically, they've done the numbers. He's passed hundreds and hundreds of cars in the last few races, which nobody else has.
Yeah. And there's a certain number of them that he shouldn't have to be passing. But I know you want to be loyal to your people, but I mean, you want to be competitive as well.
Yeah. Penske, his crew chief, apparently told media this week that they just got guys. They had an internal conversation about these things and decided they would not make any changes because they got guys that just need reps. But Ryan Blaney's probably not the guy that people should be getting reps with. And that should probably be over with, I don't know, any other Ford driver basically that will take that crew. He's one of the best, and he needs one of the best. I mean, I think every stop until the last couple today, they lost 5 spots. You need to come back to second and run down Larson, and then the caution will come out. Lose 5. Come back to second, run down Larson, the caution will come out.
Yeah, there seemed to be a trend there.
I think he made Larson look a lot better, because if he would have been right there starting even in 4th, like he did when they got an okay stop, he blew right around him, and all of a sudden Larson didn't look as dominant as he had. But yeah, I don't know what it takes before they decide, hey, something new, let's try it, maybe.
Yeah. You just got to feel for the guy. I mean, you're not keeping going there and tell his crew, you know how bad they are. You work with these guys day in and day out, and you're there at the race with them every week. And I'm sure that's a hard thing to tell them, but I mean, if you're not the best at your job, that's what they need, is the best that they can get at that job.
When you're sinking on the ship, you don't want to have every crew member on there if they're not doing their job.
Right.
You got to make sacrifices.
Yeah,
that's just how it goes.
It's a big boy sport. Sometimes you got to make unfortunate.
Obviously, that's not our decision to make. We're just giving our opinion, and mine would be that, hey, let's get somebody else in. That don't mean the guy's got to go home, but maybe they could use them in a different position or swap people around, do something. They got practice. Let's figure this thing out.
Yeah.
Give our guy the best option to be up front that you can.
I read that they swapped his Jackman over to the 2 car last year. So I guess that's where the one he had went, but I don't know. That is something they need to figure out. And the fact that he's still second in points, and has managed to win a race, one of the 2 races that a Toyota hasn't won. I mean, I think the dude is just, if you're actually paying attention to watching, he has proven so much of himself in the last 2 years with what he's been doing. But the day that they clean up that stuff, Ryan Blaney will be a really, really big problem for everybody, I think, because he already is.
Yeah, I 100% agree. He's probably overall that's one of the, if not the, probably one of the strongest drivers out there right now.
Yeah.
That you can count on week to week. While his teammates seem to suffer terribly from time to time and just have bad runs, they always seem to manage to find a way to be up at the front or near the front.
Where did Joey and Austin wind up today?
Joey came back, so I don't know where he finally finished.
Joey was 7th. Austin
he turned a really bad day around.
16th.
7th and 16th. Yeah,
Joey
I don't know
was
about
terrible at first.
Austin, but
A lot of cars started off that way.
Joey, they said he'd only led 12 laps here in this next gen car, barely finished on the lead lap, so they found a little something to get that going in the right direction to build off of here. So that's a good result for them. But yeah, I mentioned him. Larson, I don't know. He looked good. Definitely had one of the best 3 cars, you'd say, best 2. And
yeah, best 2. Up until the end, you saw 2 cars up front. You saw Blaney and you saw Larson, and Larson led 284 laps today.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a little harder to judge
He
the car's
swept
speed.
both stages.
It's really hard to judge their speed at Bristol because of all the lap down. I mean, they're constantly. It don't take just a short period of.
But he was up there fighting. It's not like when he dropped.
Oh,
He
yeah.
dropped like a rock to 5th or 6th or whatever.
No, by no means. But I'm just saying they get in the lap car so fast, and then you got to fight them and pick a line. And who are they going to fight hardest? The leader.
That's what I mean.
So they don't go a lap down. So it's hard to judge. But yeah, definitely he was one of the better cars as opposed to anybody else on his team today.
Yeah, he's this is kind of the guy that we've been missing for a while. I can't remember the last run that he's had where he's led that much, unless it is the last one he got. So it's good to see him back up there like that, but apparently.
Yeah, he was driving the wheels off it, trying to get it there at the end too. He couldn't get it to stick and couldn't get. Of course, part of the problem was him and Blaney got side by side, and they kind of did it to themselves. If they got lined up, I think both of them would have had a better shot.
Yeah,
than they did.
would have.
They're both wanting to win.
I blame the car. I think Chevy still has something that they have to work out with this car, because even Chase Elliott's win that came the other week was off of a pit strategy that Alan Gustafson had them take. It did not come from him using aerodynamics and running hard up to the front.
No, you could be right.
And I think that there's a big thing that's going on, because once he got caught in it, that car just will not keep up. And you could see him struggling and fighting the whole thing the whole time, sliding all over the place. He was trying to drive the wheels off of it. I think there's still something with that car they've got to figure out.
Yeah, I mean, they were not really competitive until this race. And
I mean, they're working on it. I'm not saying they're not. I just mean that you see it from every Hendrick driver, not just Larson. Like I say, Chase had a win, but it didn't come after just...
Chase was also the only other one up anywhere near the front
That's
today,
what
and
I'm
that didn't
saying. I'm
happen.
just really confused on how Larson was so much better than the other ones. Because we can joke or whatever, but I mean, Chase and William are
Let's be honest,
consistently.
they put Byron in a dump truck today.
Yeah.
I don't know what, he wasn't in a race car today. He had to be in a dump
I
truck.
mean,
That thing was a joke.
Nothing.
Even a bad day for them, you know, is middle of the pack.
15th, yeah.
That looked
30th.
like Denny's old Atlanta car. It
Yeah,
just wouldn't go nowhere.
Nothing against him, but I looked and he was genuinely straight up being outran by Cody Ware today for a while. I'm like, it's a Hendrick car. You don't see that literally ever. That might be the first time that's ever happened.
Well, they'll probably take that car back and then maybe
Junk
just
it.
put it in the crusher.
Yeah,
We're
that
done.
might
Go to R&D.
Yeah.
That was a bad look.
But yeah, that's just the
Poor
part.
Bowman came back and he honestly he couldn't catch a cold, and then he had the wreck. It wasn't like they were competitive at all either.
And this is maybe his best track also.
Yeah.
He started on the pole here last year. But yeah, it's just really, really weird. I understand if maybe there's two good cars and two off ones, but Larson was just on a whole nother planet than his teammates today. But I'll be curious to see how they run at Kansas next week, because that's a 1.5 miles. That's where Larson won last. That's where Chase Elliott won in the fall.
Yeah.
And so that'll really answer some questions for me, I think. But
well, you listened to the announcer today. They were putting it off on Larson being that good and Bell early in the race because they're dirt track racers. You know, that was their whole theory there, that they're used to slipping and sliding around
And that may be. That
trying
might
to
have
find
something to it.
places to get, to get by. But I have a hard time with that, since these are supposed to be the best drivers that can possibly be in these cars. They ought to be able to search around the track to find for grip.
Yeah.
And get the most out of the car that's possible.
Yeah. Well, Bell didn't wind up so well today.
No, that was kind of a weird deal that happened to him. I know he had the penalty, but then they showed it on TV. It almost looked like he really didn't smack the wall that hard. And immediately he knew he had broke something in the rear.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Maybe he hit it harder than it looked on television. It just, compared to some of the other ones I've seen, I guess it just hit it just right.
Yeah, because it's weird how they kind of flip, because at the beginning of the race, Bell gained the most spots out of anybody, and Ty was going backwards. Then come to the end, and Bell's in the back, and Ty's the won the race. That was weird. Bell was the only guy previous to this race that had gotten all top 10s at Bristol in the next gen car, so that streak's over. But
yeah,
well, they saw Bell wreck and they decided to turn up the nitro on Gibbs' car a little bit. And, switching parts around, that's a Gibbs thing they like to do. They're on that 23-11 cheating streak, you know what I'm saying? I don't notice.
all right. So let's ask this, Connor. I'm going to ask you a question then.
No, don't do that.
Gibbs got his win, right? He finally got his win after what, 100 and...
I'm still
How many
questioning.
races has it been? 120, 130?
It's been too many for somebody that's been in that car.
I think somewhere around 120. I don't know.
Yeah, around there. Okay, let's say that. So they always say wins beget wins. So do you think he's going to get more? I know what you don't want to happen, because you're not a fan, but do you think the way he's ran that
Look
he's
at
gonna
it
get
from
more
the
wins?
30,000 foot perspective.
Yeah. Do you think he's getting more this year?
This year, I honestly couldn't tell you. Maybe the fall race at Bristol. Anywhere else,
He ran pretty good a lot of places this year.
he's been running good, but you also see how a lot of these drivers do. They get a little burst every now and then nothing. I mean, like I say, you haven't heard anything from him much consistently up till this year.
Yeah.
And he finally gets a win, even though he's been in one of the best cars on the track. And but this year, I'm going to go ahead and say no, I don't think he will. More top 10s, more top 5s, sure, but another win, I don't think so. But then again, I said that about Reddick before the season started, and we saw how that happened.
We saw how that
But
went.
I'd like to put out a little PSA here. I do not hate Ty Gibbs. I hate nobody. I try not to. But I just think for somebody that's been in that car for 3 years at this point and is now only finally getting a win in what's supposed to be one of the best cars out on the track, it's just aggravating to see that spot taken up by somebody that I didn't think really deserved it up till now. And that's why
I can understand you not.
I'm
being
not
a
the
fan
biggest fan of him getting a win. I don't think his personality is great either.
I understand you not being a fan. I mean, he's had an attitude.
But it's like I say, and like you said, I do not believe I'm alone in that boat, and I'm representing the common man, what I think, because I think there's probably a lot of people that watch the race today that would rather Blaney win. I would have rather Blaney won. I like Blaney. I think he's a cool dude, and he's worked his way up the ranks, and I don't think Gibbs really did that.
I think anybody that says that they don't have drivers that they like and they're big fans of, and certain ones that they completely dislike, if we won't say hate, but completely dislike and don't never want them to win, they'd be lying. And that includes, people who are on TV.
There's more than just Gibbs on that track that I.
There's got to be guys up there in the booth that'll tell you, well, they've got to be neutral about what they say while they're there, but they got to be fans of certain guys. I mean, they're friends with a lot of them. So.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Don't go slander me and say that he's a Gibbs hater and he hates a guy that
No, because
works
we
so hard.
preached on here how much we were
I
pulling
have
for
opinions.
Denny. It's definitely not.
I like Denny.
Not a team hater. It's just his personality has created a lot of rift.
But it's like I say, it's a little more than it's like the Austin Dillon situation. He's where he is because of what his name is, and that ain't no shy. No. Fact. And you see him run, like we said, in a car that is supposed to be one of the best ones out there, and it's been taking him 3 years to finally get a win.
Well,
when his teammate stepped into this car last year and made it to the championship for him. So
Briscoe did make him look bad last year.
Yes,
he did.
By all means.
That's what I'm saying.
He had more experience, to be fair.
He did, but Gibbs started in the next gen car. That's all he's ever known in Cup. Yeah, he ran the O'Reilly series, was the Xfinity series, but I don't know.
All right, well,
I just want to put that out.
To answer the question, I think he'll win another one this year. They're finally clicking.
Short track, intermediate, or do you think just anything?
I mean, he ran top 5 at Vegas, Phoenix, road course here.
Okay.
It's been everywhere recently.
Well, nobody can win road courses. We got 2 drivers that are allowed to win road courses from now on out, right?
That's true.
No, there's one
but there was one guy that was right there with SVG at Mexico last year, and that was Ty Gibbs.
Yeah, that's true.
He's had moments.
But that, and then I want to say, I agree, he's been in a very great car, and he probably should have one by now. But do you think he's kind of another one of those guys that you had to give time? Think of a Ryan Blaney. How was the first few years of his career? Or William Byron? They were known as one of those guys that might win 1, maybe 2 races. And that was all you were going to hear. They weren't going out and consistently running up front and winning either. And now we're talking about Ryan Blaney might be the best guy out there. We talk about giving these people time because they're so young, and is he another one of those?
Well, I'll tell you the difference between them and him is that he was not. You could say that he was, but he was immediately thrown into the best thing on the track. Blaney had to work his way up. He started it. Didn't he start with Wood Brothers?
He
started with somebody. I think 1 year there, and then he went to Penske.
But I mean, still, he started somewhere a little bit lower, and you can say Wood Brothers is a Penske car, but you don't ever see them.
Oh, that's obvious that they're not
on the same level at all.
Not the level.
But Gibbs was immediately thrown to the best thing after. Yes, he won an O'Reilly Series championship, Xfinity Series, whatever. So to me, it's like I would have rather seen him develop another year in O'Reilly's before jumping over to Cup.
Yeah.
And to see what he did. And that's why I think that mixed with his kind of like, because I think that he does put on a little bit that kind of, I can kind of do what I want within the company thing to where, and that's only why I brought it up was because I see a lot of people, I've seen a lot after the race post about it. That's how I know I'm not alone about how they just don't care for him.
Yeah.
Because of the way he goes. And that's why I say and I try to remain neutral on a lot of things, but I like to represent the common man sometimes.
All right, well,
But I do think
We've-
he'll probably get some more wins in his career. I'm not saying this is the one and done ever.
No, definitely not.
This year, maybe.
All right, well, I think we've covered that. Let's talk about his teammates a little bit, though. Briscoe finally did not finish outside the top 30.
He's got the spark back, that's for sure.
They got that team back rolling. This is kind of what we've expected.
Yeah, I don't think they were a challenger to win the race today, but
No, but
at
he looked
least
good.
they had good speed and they finished where you thought they should have.
Yeah, where do you wind up?
Fifth.
Fifth, yeah. So top 5 finally moves him up to 17th in the points, right out 1 point out of the chase. And so they're finally back on track. Be curious to see if we can get this one rolling forward and getting back to that same team that was at the Final Four last year, because they're not right there right now. And then we said Denny. That wasn't the Bristol Denny that I don't think any of us have expected over the last couple of years.
No, he had some speed at times on long runs, and then there were other times it just looked like the car wouldn't get going or he couldn't get it going.
Yeah.
But there was a couple times on long runs. I mean, he was very fast.
Yeah, he would be running about 10th, 13th. Then you get way deep in the run, and you give it just a few laps, and he's 3rd or 4th.
Yeah.
He just blew him away. Which him and Blaney, we've said for a while, are probably the best 2 on them old tires. So that's probably part of it. But yeah, I expected a little more out of him today. And oh well, though, he's already won this year. So we'll move on to Kansas, where he's won a bunch. And maybe they'll re-rack it there.
We'll see.
Let's cover some I guess less notable, less represented guys like Todd Gilliland.
6th place finish for Todd Gilliland.
Yeah, let's start with him. Think they made a good strategy call with the tire situation, just like we think that a lot of other people should have done, and they obviously showed that it worked.
Yeah.
And
Good
he's
stuff.
proclaimed that this is one of his worst tracks, so I think he'll take a 6th.
Good stuff. I mean, you like to see it.
Yeah.
He's one of those drivers you don't really hear from a lot, which is, it's a good thing.
But you can't hate on the man because you got that pickle car. Don't forget.
Oh, that's right.
Everybody loves his pickle car. The Grillo pickles, man.
Oh.
With the pickle on the back. Everybody loves that car.
The only pickle car I can think of is the one that Ty Gibbs drove last year at Atlanta.
Yeah.
That Sonic pick.
Well, anyway, so
Yeah,
Todd.
it was a good day for him. He didn't have a fast car. He just they put him in the right position at the right time, and he held on to it.
Yeah. And then what about Hocevar?
Old Hurricane,
Yeah,
top
at it.
10.
Yeah.
He did for a while. He just decided to drop back to 10th for some reason.
It's just kind of the way you got shook out on those restarts, because there were several people that had better runs and just got in the wrong position on the restart. And if you lift just that little bit,
Well,
there you are. Now you're 10th instead of 3rd.
I couldn't see his last run, obviously, but I would.
Did you see the other runs?
No. But I'd be willing to bet that with a green-white checkered and his name being Carson Hocevar, the people around him probably weren't saying, "Oh, Carson, yeah, I'll give you an inch here, go right ahead."
No, and
They
he
probably
hasn't
said,
earned
"I'll
it.
take a foot."
Yeah. No, he hasn't earned that right. So
Not yet.
he's got one coming too, though.
Yeah.
But he's definitely showing consistent speed this year, that's for sure.
I don't think I saw it one time today where he actually bumped somebody that they showed on television anyhow, and it wasn't that terrible.
Yeah, no,
It's
he's been
relatively
cleaning
clean.
it up, I think, but still, his past isn't very long ago, and it's pretty recent, and
Yeah.
so he got
Oh
away.
yeah, you saw the interview with all the drivers, didn't you? When they asked him who would be the most likely to wreck somebody on the track.
Hocevar.
Yeah. Across the board.
You owe me. They all said it together.
Yeah.
But solid run for them, top 10. Who else? What about AJ? I want to give a small shout out to him. 15th. You look at that, say whatever. but it's not whatever. They are running with absolutely zero support and are out there outrunning. I mean, everybody else has support, and a lot of good cars have support, and he was outrunning them. And that's just another example of what AJ can do, I think. But just want to shout him out.
Yeah. How about old Suarez, another Spire teammate, finishing 12th? Could have been better, could have been worse.
Well, I'm starting to think that they gave him a 1-year deal and said, go prove yourself or you ain't coming back. I mean, that's what they did.
Yeah.
And I think Suarez might have said, all right, I got to actually make something happen this year. And he'd been on the wheel, and we've been seeing him towards the front a lot more than we have in many years.
He seems to be more present this year than he has been.
Yeah.
Because the only time you ever heard about him in the past couple of years was whenever somebody would bring up Atlanta. Oh, Suarez runs good there because he won good there in that 3-way tie or whatever. But
yeah.
So it looks like he's racing to keep that seat. And I don't know where McDowell ended up, but that'd be the one that I'm like.
McDowell ended up.
I mean, he's
24th.
been non-existent this year.
Yeah.
Except that race at Coda, they're whatever. But yeah, they're definitely probably the weakest link at that team right now.
All right, so if we're gonna talk weak links,
Oh boy.
let's go on to the one that this is no surprise, but
You cannot hate Alan Gustafson.
I'm not hating nobody, but let's talk.
Bad enough to
Let's
hate.
talk about the 2311 team.
Oh,
That's not where I thought.
I think this is like the first week in a while we didn't need to talk about.
I mean, yeah, but he ran so good at the beginning.
Oh,
of the
you're
race.
talking about.
Yeah, Herbst was up there racing, man. He you're like, hey, did he finally figure out, that you go left when you get to the corner?
I was hoping he was.
I'm thinking,
You sound like Jimmy Spencer.
yeah, I mean, I don't mean to be rude, but it's the God honest truth.
Yeah, you are fussing at me
boy's
for.
in a good car, and he sucked it up regular. They made all kind of. You can make all the excuses you want, but you're in the big leagues.
Yeah.
Get after it. It's time to hit some home runs.
Yeah. Best
And
qualifying.
then here he goes.
Best qualifying 2311 car, right? I don't even think.
No,
Yeah.
behind Reddick.
Yeah, I mean,
That's right, Reddick
It
qualified.
was his
second,
best
right?
personal qualifying ever. That was
he
his
ran
best.
up front. I mean, he put it on some guys. He was driving good.
Qualified.
Hold the bottom when he needed to hold the bottom.
Fourth, I
He
believe.
moved up and
I'm just
looked
trying
good. And then all of a sudden, where'd he go? Oh, there he is, where he usually is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was I'd say, a strong top 10 for the first 100 laps or so.
Oh, yeah.
And then I look up and he's 26, and I have no clue where those 16 spots went.
I'm certain that his crew and his team want him to do better. They're not like in there going and tighten the brakes down so tight the car won't run.
Yeah.
So that's also probably the car they're not putting the most into, like they are Bubba's and Reddick's too, though. You do
I
gotta
think
think
they're
about
all
it.
getting.
I think they're equal cars across the board, honestly.
You think
They
so?
got-
I just
money.
think he's not that good of a driver.
Well, they do now.
Well,
Yeah, they definitely with the monster. You would think they got all they need.
I was making a little.
Charter
I was making a charter
Yeah,
joke.
yeah.
they got the money, but yeah, I mean, I don't.
Okay.
He,
Yeah, one of slowly drifted in. Yeah, they got the money.
He one thing I was wondering about, because they said that he was blocking Ross pretty hard and that he made Ross bad with that. I was wondering if he was kind of irritating some people with his racecraft up there, because that's not what he's used to.
The time they showed him, he was running good. I mean, Ross had a very ill handling car. He couldn't get down to the bottom, what it looked to me like, and he was having to run up high and come in and turn down. So I think honestly, Ross is my guy, but I think he was pushing more. He was doing the worst driving there, just beating on Herbst trying to get by, and he couldn't run the line that he wanted to. That team's fell apart as of late. Their cars.
What happened? Where did he wind up?
He was like 20th or so.
He was a pretty solid top 10.
His car was horrible. I never hardly ever saw him be able to get to the bottom of the track.
Yeah.
He could not get that car to turn, apparently. And they didn't say much about him, so I don't know what the whole story was there. But I mean, both of his teammates were horrible too.
Yeah. Shane, I think this is probably his worst track right now.
Yeah.
He's yet to have a top 25 here. I don't know where he finished today, but
34th.
yeah, so still don't have a top 25. But hey, he is still in the top 16 in points.
And he only finished one behind his teammate, so
Yeah,
could be doing
I
worse.
don't know that it's all him.
No.
But yeah, that team needs to do something. I don't know what, but something. But
yeah, as a whole, they need to find some speed and learn how to make cars turn.
yeah, but I do want to. So Herbst falls off, and Rex, Kyle Busch, and then Kyle Busch, Rex, Riley Herbst.
Yeah, they seem to have a pretty big grudge on each other today.
Yeah.
I think they've gotten into it before. This has happened a couple of times actually. So I don't know, but so are you saying? Do you really think that Kyle's was so intentional that they might be looking back at that one?
I don't see that happening. I mean, he could easily play that one off. They were just both being aggressive, and that's how it wound up. But he didn't give him a break at all. I mean, which I don't guess either one of them did.
But yeah. Well, I'm kind of transitioning here because you mentioned weak links and Riley Herbst. I don't know. As a Kyle Busch fan, I can genuinely say that he might be the weak link there now. I mean, you can say all you want. He's accomplished this and whatever. 233 wins across all series, blah, blah, blah. Go on. Austin Dillon is consistently outrunning him week after week after week. When does the line get drawn of it's something to do with the driver?
You got a point there, but he's letting the frustration get to him now. He didn't for a long time, and it was obvious today with some of the stuff he showed me on his radio that now it's getting to him, so it probably won't get better.
Yeah,
now that he's arguing with his crew and
mentioned that they've the crew chief is now screaming on the radio, cussing, and he did get back under control and tell Kyle, you know, keep fighting, man. We're only halfway through the race. We cannot be doing this on the radio. It doesn't help. But then Kyle just comes back with an attitude. I mean, you can't blame him, but at the same time, this is a new crew chief. This is his first year. He is absolutely a good crew chief. I mean, you saw what he did with Justin Allgaier. Give the dude time to try to figure out something for himself at least. He's only had 2 months on this car. And then maybe get mad, but at the same time, I understand Kyle's frustration. This is not what he's used to, and the last 3 years have been probably torture, basically. But, I mean, that is an ugly situation, and I really don't know that I see it going past this year. I think this might be it, but...
It at RCR or it in general?
I think if he can find... Say if Spire will pick him up, he would try it, but I don't know.
See, that's what I've been curious about myself for some of these drivers. I've just been curious who's starting to dwindle out of it. Like I know we talked the other day about Brad wants to get to 800 starts, but I said that we were talking about how they're going to lose that charter here next year, aren't they? Right, going back to Legacy.
You know about that, Frank?
What's that?
So you know that 60 car that Priest is in is a leased charter from Rick Ware's team.
Mm-hmm.
So RFK's got that leased out to them. That lease ends this year, and that's the charter that's being sold to Legacy next year, which means RFK will not have a third charter.
Yeah.
So Priest will be out of a ride.
So
you think they'll let him go, or you think Brad's going to just sit in the office? And
well, that's what
we were talking about. But
how old's Brad?
He's got to be around 40. But he just
said,
I think
he had that bad injury this winter as well.
42.
Yeah. He just said a couple weeks ago that he wants to get to 800 starts, which is another 5 years. So apparently he has no intentions of quitting.
But I've just wondered how many, like Brad or like we were talking about Kyle, how many of these drivers that drove I mean, they're not old guys by any means, but in terms of sports and motorsports and your body keeping up, they are getting to that point in their career, and you just wonder when they're going to dwindle out, I guess, for good, instead of just finding another team to go to.
Yeah.
So, something I learned about business a long time ago was sometimes you need to step back and look at the big picture instead of being right in the middle of it. And I think Brad would be better suited to do that if that's going to be the case at the end of the year.
Yeah, because I haven't heard many people talk about this situation yet, and I'm sure they will as it becomes more like people are actually realizing it, because I don't think many people realize that that's what's about to happen. But I am going to hate seeing Ryan Preece lose that ride.
Well, I guess that means he's going to lose the ride, does it? They can still try to get him in every
They can do
race.
something.
I don't know that they have the money to run open. They're not Michael Jordan.
That's true.
So I don't know. I hope they can, because Ryan Preece's grit and his just personality of getting everything he can. The dude works on his own stuff. He is a true racer, pure, modified guy, and I love his attitude. Now, this is the first time in his career he's finally gotten something worth driving.
And he finished 8th today.
Yeah, so I mean, I will hate it if he has to pack up and go home. Like he said last year that he was getting ready to sell his stuff in North Carolina and go back to where he's from, and that was it. He knew it was over, and Brad called him, and look at where he's at.
Oh, yeah.
I would hate
Great story.
that to happen, but I guess only time will tell. But
with Kyle, one thing I was thinking about is, like, I understand he's frustrated, and we all get like that. I myself have, been known to get real angry real easy at things when I can't get it down right or keep struggling with something. But I feel like that's almost what's costing him now at this point. I think he's built it up in his mind that, we just suck every week now, so I'm gonna go drive angry
mental
and stuff.
block.
I think that's a big thing, is a mental block. I think he's kind of refused, whether he wants to admit it to himself or not, that he just refuses to learn any more about the car or whatever. He might think he's trying to do more, but the back of his brain's like, no, you too old. You're out of your depth, buddy. I mean.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. I listen to Denny's podcast every week, and he talked about this. I think it was after Darlington. They were talking about how Austin Dillon ran, I forget where, maybe 12th, and Kyle was in the 20s. And Denny just straight up said it. He was like, if we want to believe and still say that Kyle Busch is a great driver, one of the greatest, then he would be taking that car and he'd be running 8th. But he's not. So apparently, it's not all of the team. RCR doesn't have a 30th place car on just speed. It's a mixture of both here. And I mean, Denny probably know better than most, but
I start to wonder if that's why Denny has lasted so long, because maybe he hasn't let himself get like that.
Yeah, I mean, we know Denny's mentally strong.
Yeah, he's had to deal with it a lot, especially lately. So
it's just something I remember Denny saying, and it's just when Austin's consistently outrunning him. I mean, it's not an accident if it happens almost every week. I don't know. Anyway,
yeah, you don't want to admit it.
Yeah.
If it's you in that position, you've aged out. But I mean, that's a distinct possibility right now.
Yeah.
Everybody ages out at a different time at what they're really good at. That don't mean he couldn't still win O'Reilly's races or truck races or that being in the right position, which you proved the other night.
Yeah. Yeah.
Top tier and not a top tier car. I just don't see him getting back to the front.
Yeah.
And even if he was in a top tier car at this point, I think it would only be hit and miss.
Yep, I agree. Well, is there anything else from the Cup race that we didn't cover?
Let's look through and see what other drivers we got.
Nothing huge.
Nobody else had a phenomenal or a terrible day.
Reddick looked pretty good for a while again today.
Yeah. Big comeback after their speeding penalty. He wound up back in the top 5.
Do we need to talk about, I know we were talking about Gibbs and being a developmental driver. Do we need to talk any about Connor Zilic maybe he should have stayed a second year in the O'Reilly
I thought
Series
about
before
saying that
moving
earlier.
on.
Yeah, I mean, we've said it a few weeks in a row
So,
now.
I know, but I just every week I feel like it kind of starts to feel more like that. And I know you got to get a handle on the Cup cars and all; they're a completely different world. But
He did go back, he did go down and
when
got a break, but he still got the win. He outdrove him at the end.
Yeah, well, I think on one hand he should have gotten another year. On the other hand, I think Trackhouse might be losing a potential star very fast if that's what keeps on happening. Because after what he's done in them other cars, you can't make me believe that he's not getting phone calls.
Somebody's you don't think Rick Hendrick's on the phone with him? Like, hey, like,
that line for that 48 car is
like if Bowman can't handle it till the end of this. I mean,
these are real conversations that are
somebody's
have to be happening
somewhere.
So. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know if there's anything else to cover from the Cup race.
Nothing major.
Me personally, I want to just say that after the no tire wear stuff and how that has played out the last couple of years, I was dreading today. I thought it would be the worst race of the year by far. Follow the leader, Larson leads 618 of 3 laps or whatever.
So nice.
But
Been so nice.
I thought it was a very, very good race, actually. They were racing for the lead a little bit. They were passing. People came back through the field. Reddick with the speeding penalty.
Oh, yeah.
And Brad, how about Brad? I mean, we talk about him. He got that speeding penalty, and on that last run, drove all the way from the back, and I don't know where he wound up, but before the caution came out, he was almost back to the top 10.
Yeah, he fell back a little bit on those last restarts,
Yeah.
Him and Busch were right
But that was a huge run for him. Because I thought he got that penalty and restarting dead last. All right, he might get 20th. No, he was rolling.
He made some hay. Well, how many laps did Larson lead all weekend?
All weekend?
Yeah.
It would have been
today. It was
284.
284.
That's gotta suck.
He led over 200 yesterday. I know for
Yeah, I was
sure.
gonna say you lead 500 laps on the weekend. Don't get a trophy. That's gotta suck.
Yeah, I guess let's use that to transition into the O'Reilly race. So, I mean,
What started out to be the Kyle Larson show again?
Should
yeah.
Should have been.
Should
It was
have been
for a long time.
It should have. He should have closed it out.
See, I don't think he poked his chest out this year and said he's going to show him how it was done like he did last year.
That's what I was remembering back too. I remember a very distinct comment from a Kyle Larson talking about this was the time to embarrass them.
He did last year.
Yeah.
He did.
He didn't quite embarrass them this year, but he put on a pretty good show of how to stay out front until the end.
Yeah. But this is the second time now because Darlington, he won both stages. And
yeah, they say the only race he's won this year is the one he shouldn't have won, and the two that he should have won, he didn't. So.
Yeah, so.
Or in the O'Reilly series.
It's just.
But Zilich was up on the wheel, you hear me?
Yeah.
The last few laps, and who else was on the wheel was Cruz. Now, he made some rookie mistakes. He bumped the wall pretty hard. I was expecting to see him have a flat tire because he knocked a fool out of the wall a couple times. But the boy's got some talent.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about their age. He is 17 years old.
Yeah. I thought he's 18 now.
Did he turn 18?
He's 18 because they said he can run the races. I did hear him say that.
So
he's 18 now.
I think his birthday was like 2 weeks ago or something.
Just
Happy
recently turned
birthday.
18.
Newly 18 years old.
Yeah.
And we talk about needing extra time and giving him time in the car and whatever. This is his, fourth or fifth race, and he almost won against Kyle Larson.
Yeah.
And whoever else. I mean, there's something to be said for that. And I think he's going to be another big prospect coming up. That might be who's going to get in that 11 car. And
granted, he is in a top-tier car, but he's taking full advantage of it.
Yeah, he's out driving his teammates pretty regularly already, and he's only been in for a couple of races. So.
Yeah. But still, I don't think that they need to take them kids when they're 19 or 20 and put them in the cup yet. Just let them run. Let them run. Let them run. It ain't gonna hurt them to wait till they're 21, 22, 23 to get up in the Cup Series. They still got a long career ahead of them if they're doing a good job.
Oh, yeah.
I know they're trying to weed new talent in, but there's only so many spots in the Cup anyhow. So let them sit down there and win some races and really build their confidence, build up their stats.
With Denny's retirement plan, if that's who the replacement is, he'll be 19.
Yeah, he'll have a couple of years on him once he, if that is his replacement. So
Honestly, right now, I don't know who else it would be. So
unless Corey
Unless it's
Heim
like
waits another year.
but Gibbs doesn't like him.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, they got that grudge going.
But how long can you deny talent like that?
Oh
That's
God,
the,
that boy.
like I feel like I know we've had this conversation, but how long can you deny talent like that? That boy, he got in a temporary 2311 car and ran up top of the Daytona 500 in a Cup race. I mean, I know we've talked all you want to. You can hold your foot down and race around Daytona, and I'm sure we'll have this conversation again later about another driver. But
Your good points would also be that he ran a couple open races in that car last year at intermediates and got top 10s.
yeah, he did.
And did very well.
But I'm saying is,
No, the boys got
I just don't
talent.
see how Gibbs can just keep denying. Yeah, but I just don't like him though. But you have a driver that you could have winning races consistently.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he put him in?
Well,
You don't like him? I don't like some of your drivers.
They're only costing themselves, but I mean, if you don't like somebody, you don't like them.
Yeah.
So I would,
But Cruz he showed up and showed out, so it's not like they're doing terrible if they wind up with him in one of their cars.
No.
Or not from what
They're
he's shown so far.
I think
He's the best thing that I've seen that they got going in,
Yeah,
in the O'Reilly
well,
series at this
I think
point.
he's pretty well spoken. He's got a decent personality so far, and I think he's cleaned it up a lot. Because I'll be honest, I wasn't the hugest fan of him about 2 years ago when he was in the Harper car, because he wrecked a couple guys and it just wasn't exactly what I was caring for. But he seems to have cleaned that up.
Well, they send him to school. They buy him books, send him to school, and teach him how to act right.
That's Noah Gregson. He knows all about that.
Yeah.
He had the Xfinity fastest lap yesterday, though. Cruz
Right.
did.
Yeah. What was the top 10? Give us top 10.
Top 10, from 1 to 10, Connor Zilic, Kyle Larson, Brent Cruz, Justin Allgaier, Carson Quapple, Sheldon Creed, Williams Walich, Corey Day, Parker Retzlaff, and Taylor Gray. I still don't know if I say his name right.
Retzlaff.
Retzlaff.
Yeah, I guess. Quick shout out to him again in the top 10 in that car. I mean, he's proven himself week after week after week. So
He didn't have as good of a day yesterday. He wasn't up in the top 10 a lot of the day, but when it came down to it at the end, he found his way there.
Yeah.
The boys out doing the car, I believe.
Oh, 100%. And Sawalich backed up. We didn't get to do Rockingham, so congrats on the winning at Rock first win, and he backed that one up with another top 10. So maybe they can find a little more consistency there, because they've been very, very miss more than hit at that team.
Yeah, especially last year.
Yeah.
They're looking to turn things around. Maybe they have.
Yeah.
Oh,
Corey Day.
8th place, top 10.
How about him though? But I don't think he was as competitive as he's been the last several races.
I think he was hanging around 14th or 15th most of the day, and then he found his way. He did definitely find some speed at the end there, the last run. And it turned out well for him.
Yeah, but Zilish wins again.
Allgaier got him another $100,000.
Yeah.
What's his point lead now?
Oh, like 3,000.
It looks like
They might as well go ahead and give him.
130 points.
Yeah,
in
they
front
might
of
as well
Sheldon
go ahead and
Creed.
give him the championship. This format sucks.
No, he's just.
Uh,
I think he's got points in every stage this year.
He
hasn't
has, yeah. Unless it ended yesterday, but I know prior to Bristol he had.
Yeah. I mean, it's ridiculous how well he's ran.
Yeah.
He had a bad day yesterday. He finished 4th. Terrible day.
Yeah.
No, they got it going. I mean, their team is just clicked, meshed. Everything seemed to go well for them. They're gonna have an off day somewhere down the line.
yeah.
They will. But I mean, it's not even. He has a new crew chief this year because Jim went to be with Kyle.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, not even the same combinations last year, but they're still just rolling along.
Seems to be working out.
JRM as a whole is, obviously. So
Oh, yeah. They're the best thing going over there.
by a lot.
Yeah.
Well,
Good stuff.
yeah,
I really don't have too much to say about that race.
yeah, there's a lot of directions my head's going. One, Zillish wins, and quick shout out to Caden Quapple. He won the Cars Tour race at the Nashville Fairgrounds. Happy that they're racing there again. So Junior won in 2 places last night.
Yeah.
He also raced in the Cars Tour. I don't know where he wound up. Maybe
They didn't I never saw where he finished. I do know he raced there.
Yep, so it's
He
cool.
didn't brag on it, so apparently he wasn't in the top couple there.
Yeah, I think the last race he was around 12th or 15th, so
He just basically said it was a lot harder than he remembered it being there.
yeah. I'm glad they're racing there, though. Hopefully we can get a truck series or whatever back there. That'll be cool for me. I wasn't alive during that era, so.
I don't know.
But I guess, while you're looking for that, shout out for them and that Nashville Fairgrounds bringing it back. Also, we got to mention Connor Zillish and a sword. They shouldn't be together. How many fingers we going to hear about getting lost in the next week?
Yeah, let's hope none.
Yeah, that was my first thought when he won the race. And I'd hate for him to fall off the side of the car and do the Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
Whatever. But that.
He came in 12th.
Yeah,
Junior
right
did.
where we were. Yep. So anyway, he raced at least. Larson, we mentioned him. Didn't close out again. I mean.
They don't show how many laps he led, does it?
230.
230, yeah.
So a total of 514. Yeah.
Oh, that's got to hit hard.
Just be curious to see when that he gets that back
Frank,
clicking.
it doesn't hurt at all. It doesn't hurt some of us.
You can cry on my shoulder. It's okay, yeah. No, sometimes it's like that.
I'll pour him in with your Ross tears.
Yeah.
I don't think you have any more Kyle Busch tears.
No.
He's done with that.
Yeah, that's
I still have like hope
yeah, at
that my
least.
team can turn it around. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Charlotte's coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing with Larson. Kansas is coming back up next week. That is his official last win. So
Yeah.
there's
If he
somewhere.
doesn't win, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, that's where I'm gonna be. All right.
see me for the next few weeks.
We'll send you a care package or something, just with nothing sharp in it.
So, y'all
No,
have
I
any
mean,
idea?
he's still running okay. He's not got a problem. Like you said, the Chevrolet may not
No,
have
it
the
just
car
can't close it
quite
out.
finished out or figured out yet.
I seriously think that is a problem that contributes to a lot of it.
Yeah, we'll
Because
see.
we have not seen a Chevy driver.
It's not
dominate
lack
this
of them
year.
trying. I promise you, Mr. Hendrick's not afraid to spend $1 on making a car
No,
better.
probably not, or 2 actually.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The
last
only
Chevy year was-
other thing I can remember from that race right now to talk of is what about that fire with Mason Maxwell?
freaking bright.
He got lit up.
Looked pretty toasty.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm bringing it up, and I don't know if y'all noticed, but I know people taking note of it on the internet. How about the dude apparently by his car? Instead of saying, "Hey, this dude is on fire. Let's try to get him on out in the car and away from the smoke and all," he did the modern day thing of, "Let me get my phone out. I gotta take a
We're
picture."
watching it right now.
Yes, it's all-
And guess who went and pulled him out?
Who?
One of Allgaier's crew guys,
Yeah.
the one they called Hollywood.
Yeah, I remember that.
He was on top of get him out of there in a hurry too. We just
Mhm.
watched it here. You seen him? He was hauling tail around the car
Yeah.
to snatch him out of there.
But that dude, I mean, it's just maybe this ain't the place for it with this podcast. But what is wrong with people these days?
And that's
first thing
exactly
you go
we're,
to
we're,
is
we're
your
dead out
phone.
watching it.
Well, look, he just
He's
pulls it right
in the
out.
way of one of the guys with the fire extinguisher. Almost gets knocked over by him.
It almost
And
looks
then, yeah.
inconvenienced by it. Like, hey, dude.
Oh look, I'm fixing to be burned to death.
It's like it's like somebody said on the internet. He's like, "Hold on, guys, people won't believe this on TV. I gotta get on
yeah,
my phone."
yeah, no kidding. Maybe that's something he'll look back in a couple of years like, yeah, you know when that driver got on fire, I was there. I was right there.
Yeah. That's just embarrassing, but whatever.
That's like I saw video a while back, or it was like a picture, and it was talking about the Titanic back then. Somebody was like, you know how scary it was? Because you look at the movie, the moon wasn't that bright, you know, so they didn't see nothing. And somebody was like, yeah, but if they all had cell phones like today, you would have seen the whole dang shit, because they would have had them out recording.
Oh, yeah.
Had the flash on and everything.
Live and you'd have seen everybody.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt.
You have a couple influencers out there. The Titanic just sunk. I'm right up under here.
Speaking of the moon, I heard that they took the trip on up to the moon so they could put new batteries in it and make it brighter.
Is that what they went?
Yeah, I think so.
I knew they went. I didn't know that was reading
They had
that.
to
That
see
guy's
that.
famous now, isn't he?
Yeah.
We all got mooned by the moon. Did you realize that?
I did not know
Did we
that.
get
We
mooned
went
by
to
the
the
moon?
because they went to the back.
Oh, gosh.
We saw the moon of the moon.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, yeah, but that's embarrassing. And
That's
And he's got a little mini pack on the back, too, so.
He just looks like a regular fan that was just hanging out down
Yeah.
there. He's got a shirt on and all. Oh, my gosh, that's funny.
well, how about the truck race? The most ever Cup drivers to start a truck race.
Yeah.
We made history. And I'm very confident in saying that for 80% of the race, I would not have bet on a Cup driver to win that race. They were mostly non-existent. Besides Briscoe, he was the only one in the top 10 for a lot of it.
Yeah.
But the cards played out right, and Bell won for Homer Friesen, which I am happy for. We know we're all fans of Stewart. How can you not be?
Cool dude.
His crew actually got on the radio, and they were just told Christopher, they were like, dude, thank you. We needed this just as a team. So it's
Yeah,
cool.
he had a horrible car at times.
Yeah.
Bell was hanging it out there, but it didn't look like he had a prayer to get up there and win. But once he got out front,
Yeah, you did all right.
it stuck and he took off.
Yep.
But yeah, definitely probably the fastest car didn't win that race by no means.
Oh, no.
But he was fastest at the end. That's
Yeah.
all that mattered.
How do you
The
view
lights were
the
brightest.
Heim?
I'm gonna go with
It's-
exactly what they said.
Okay.
I think that they're right. What they said. That's just something that happens. I don't think it was intentional. I think, just like Heim said, he probably had it coming, getting bumped out of the way in the next corner. But it just looks like it was one going up, one coming down. I mean, everybody's going to have the driver that they like better, and the other one say, no, he did it, no, he did it. I just think it's just a racing incident.
Yeah. Radio broadcast said that they kind of stood on the fact that they say Heim tried to come up in front of Eckes and that he hooked himself. That was their take.
Yeah, I watched it 20 times. I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
That
Regardless.
was there, what you were just looking at.
the
That's it
craziest,
right there.
the craziest part of that situation, in my opinion, is Corey Heim with that wreck is still third in the truck points,
Yeah, third.
-4. I mean,
Yeah.
that is,
But he can't be in the truck points. You do realize that, right?
yeah.
He
Well,
is
that's
not
been the
running.
big argument.
Should he be?
Well, rules are rules. Here's something that I saw argued earlier today.
Mhm.
Rules are rules. What do you think, Connor? Think he came up? I think it's just up and down.
Oh, you talking about the wreck?
Yeah. I think it's a
I
little
don't
bit.
know. I would say it's a little
That's
bit
a
both. I
tough
think
call
he
there.
came up a little, but I also think Heim tried to block just a tad, and just
Yeah.
it's just like that's the slightest of touch. That's not like he just freaking slammed. That's not like an Austin Hill. Yeah,
Call it a racing deal.
Yeah, neither
Ah,
one of them
that's just
talked
short
bad
track
about the
racing.
other guy. That tells you a whole lot. That
Yeah.
neither one of them said anything. You know, that hey, he just
and
drove me or
and even
he cut me off.
even he said Heim said he didn't think he did it on purpose or anything.
Yeah.
But it's a shame because it messed up some pretty good trucks there, like
Honeycutt.
Riggs and Honeycutt.
I think that's just short track racing.
Yeah.
I'll use my little Joey Logano moment here. Just short track racing. I guess that's more of a Denny moment. He made that famous, but
Well, him and Caden go from side by side for the win at Rockingham to wrecking with each other
Oh,
in
yeah.
Bristol. But yeah, still they up there in the points. I don't want to drag this out, but yes, I agree. Rules are rules, but should it be a rule?
No, I don't think it should be a rule. It's just the fact that it is.
Yeah, well,
That's-
I agree.
that's the whole thing.
I think we all agree there.
Yeah.
I was calling this.
I mean, I don't have any huge objections to it. I don't really.
I think that you're counting points. If he gets the points, then he's in. It's not his fault if he can only run 3 races and make the chase. I mean,
But a couple of people were making the point too that the amount of races he has scheduled for this year is not possible for him to stay up there either.
yeah, that's what they've
He is going to fall off at some
said.
point.
That he's stacked up at the beginning of the year, and
Right.
Yeah.
So it looks good now, but it's going to go away.
well, yeah. So we had that.
How about?
Hi.
Huh?
Go ahead.
I was just going to talk about Butterbean for a second. Oh,
Top
Butterbean,
10.
top 10.
Yeah, he told you like y'all still remember my name.
The Waffle
you know we
House
do.
Man. I do.
A blue collar race, he said.
Come
Yeah,
on.
it
come
really was. You know what? And if you had really paid attention to the race, I don't know that he had a top 10 truck, but at the end of the race, he was running top 10 speed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was there.
He was doing what he needed to because his truck was pretty ill through the race. But yeah, I was really glad to see him there. And he got there and he stayed there. It wasn't like he just, finally got some breaks and got up there. He was able to hold the position. So.
But this whole thing really, to me, with Butterbean is such a testament to how he is as a driver. Because it's like me and Austin were talking about this a couple weeks ago or last week, how Ram really is not caught up yet with Ford or in all.
Well, they know that.
all
Yeah,
but they know it, and that's the thing. And they stated that Butterbean's out driving the truck right now.
Yeah.
And that's awesome that he can take a truck that's not really prepared to be much more than what it is and running up in top tens and stuff. That's just awesome.
The bad part with that is, I guess, to the casual follower or somebody who like, I like Butterbean and this and that doesn't pay real close attention to those things. They're like, well, what's happened? I don't understand. He can't drive now. Yeah, no, people, he can still drive.
He can drive. That's what
they have no sim.
No sim.
No knowledge of the tracks
still
with
building
the trucks. Yeah,
Yeah.
They don't have any idea what the trucks do on the tracks. They don't have, we're starting from square one with nothing.
Yeah, the thing I appreciate with this situation is the team president, like you say, has came out publicly and said multiple times, we know Butterbean is better than our trucks right now, but this is why we gave him a long-term deal so that we can get the trucks to where he needs them to be. We just need him to stick with us. And so I like that, and I also like that Butterbean said in the times that we are right now and talking about you can't do nothing without money, Butterbean did not bring $1 to them. They told him, bring your helmet, and that's it. And he's running full-time in a truck.
But he's one of the drivers, though, that has earned that. He did
Yeah.
everything he
won
needed to do to get
championship
there.
last year.
He won the ARCA championship, but not just that. His personality, his enthusiasm, everything he's done, I think, is the perfect driver to say, hey, we got money. Let's put it behind this driver. There's a lot of drivers that I look at, and Corey Heim being one of them. If you're basing it off of his interviews, not off of his stats, you go, not so much.
Yeah.
And that's sad.
Except that interview.
Huh?
Except that Friday interview.
Yeah, but that was probably better than he had. But there's a number of drivers, though, if you just look at their interviews and you take the excitement that they bring to the racing, the fans that you think would really want to follow them and that kind of thing, that you wouldn't really want to put your pocketbook behind them. But Butterbean is one of those drivers.
25 next week. They posted it. I can't remember, and I feel like it was somebody worth talking about.
I mean, he's high energy and, really about the fans.
Yeah.
You've got a small portion of the drivers are that way anymore.
Yeah.
Hocevar.
Yeah.
Why do you think he has a fan base? A lot of people hate him, a lot of people love him, but I mean, he's high energy and, a different kind of high energy than Butterbean, but he's still a high energy. I mean, it is.
Yeah, it is.
You need that in the sport.
Yeah, you do.
I mean, they can't all be Hendrick drivers where it's, yes, we did okay today. Thank you, Mr. H. I mean, it's
Mr. G.
I'm sorry, it's Mr. G. Yeah, thank you, Mr. G. Which he ran a race this week, finished second.
Who won that? I ain't heard
Kurt
nothing about
Busch.
it. Well, he's
Wait,
probably the youngest.
they
out of
raced
all.
where?
Huh?
10/10.
The 10/10 race by Charlotte.
Oh, that was it. I didn't know that was going on.
You know, did you? I was under the understanding after what I watched about it is they weren't allowed to touch each other.
Yeah, Ray Evernham told them if they touched each other, they weren't coming back.
Yeah. Kurt Busch won the thing, and Gordon finished second.
Kligerman.
That's who it is. All right, hold on. We're segueing everywhere. Let's finish this real quick.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
You're good. I want to talk about that. I forgot about it. That's why too much happened this week to remember everything. For the next week, go ahead and we're on the Ram topic. Parker Kligerman's getting in that 25 truck. I'm happy.
Yeah.
I think we all are for
Heck
that.
yeah, everybody likes Parker.
Yeah, so I'll be curious to see
He's somebody that you'd like to see have a good ride along the way somewhere, and stick with it.
Yeah.
He's entertainment as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll be curious to see how he does in that truck. We all know he's a good driver. And mentioning the kid this week, Carson Ferguson ran that truck. Nobody knows his name really, but he was in the show. He got second, didn't get the seat, but his one and only truck race, and for like we say, the trucks that they're in, he was right there behind the kid that did win the seat. So
is that the only ride he's getting at all?
yeah, that was their deal. They said if you
said.
got second in the TV show, that they would give you one race in that truck this year.
All right.
So as far as I know, that's it. But yeah, it's cool for him.
Well, Joey had an issue of some sorts this week, so we really don't know.
Yeah, I think he was running decent at points, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. He was running.
So he'll probably help that
pretty
team.
decent. He's somebody that needs to be in that truck.
Yeah.
That I think will be a big benefit to that truck with his experience having driven so many different things.
10/10 rundown.
Yeah, I think LaJoy will be a benefit to that team more so than what they had, definitely more than what they had before, or I think more than most anybody else because of just the different experiences he's had in racing.
Yeah, I do too. One of the other things I want to ask, because we're talking about the leaders or whatever, they got Kyle in the lead for the truck race, and he's short on fuel, saving. And
oh, that's gotta suck, don't it?
Shuts the truck off to save a little fuel, and truck won't refire, and he loses 10 spots under caution and goes from there. But I'm just curious if you have any thoughts on where the fault lies with that, because he claims that the pace car was going under pace car speed, and that's why he couldn't refire.
Yeah, he said it was too slow, but I mean, it's his responsibility to make sure that his equipment's going to do what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dead to rights, he's got to make sure that his truck is going to refire.
Yeah.
I don't know any other way to put that. It's if the pace, if the pace is set too slow, then don't shut it off or back off some. You do have that option.
Yeah.
But that kind of stunk though, because it's like I was watching the race, like, what the heck's he doing? Oh, I've seen this story before. Let me look at that rundown on that thing. I didn't ever see the rundown.
This is the rundown for the 10/10
All right.
Invitational. This is out of 18 drivers. You're going down the list.
All right.
Kurt Busch, Jeff Gordon, Scott, how do you say that? Pruitt. Yeah. Tommy Kendall, Max Pappas. Yeah. I don't recognize any people. Tommy Drissy, Scott Borchetta.
Yeah.
Bobby Lamonte, I know that one. Bill Elliott, Mike Schultz, Ross Merrill, Roberts, Rob Kaufman, Chris Evans, Mark Martin, know that one. Ken Schrader, know that one too. Davison, and then Justin Bell.
What a star-studded lineup.
Yeah. I don't recognize some of them more
they're from all
longer
over.
than, well, yeah, I gathered that, but I know the NASCAR ones.
I think that was televised, wasn't it? I never saw it. I was hoping.
I don't know.
I didn't see
I was hoping to hear it, but I don't think it was broadcast.
I haven't seen it.
If not, I hope they put it on at some point. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, me too. Just cool that Ray Evernham's bringing that whole deal back, and those guys get to come back and do something.
It's cool. Bill Elliott races still.
Yeah. He just won a couple weeks ago in a I forget what series. He drove one of Chase Elliott's old cars, I think. But yeah, they're still getting it done at 70 or whatever they are now. Some of them. You know, Schrader, they knew he was going to kind of run in the back because, you know, they took all those cars and kind of cleaned them up and fixed them up and all.
Oh yeah, they were talking. Some of them was from like 02, 03. They were.
Oh, these are old
cars.
school
Yeah.
cars now that I'm seeing.
Yeah, so they fixed
These
them
are old
all up, but
Firebirds and stuff.
Schrader told him, he said, no, I am not changing nothing on my car. I'm going to run it how it is. And he said after this race, he's selling it. So if anybody wants to sell us some money,
Yeah, I
we
would
can buy
gladly.
Ken Schrader's.
Wouldn't you want to see
Power
that in the
car.
background here?
Yeah.
Do the entire show in front of the car. I think that would be awesome.
Because he said it after that race, he is selling it. And he was not changing a single thing on it. It was staying stock.
Yeah. Yeah, these are old Firebirds and stuff. That's awesome.
Yeah, those are actual old IROC cars.
I didn't know they still did IROC. I really.
Well, they're so new. They just started bringing it back the last
did they?
year or so.
That's cool though. And see, this is exactly what I was talking about when I mentioned. Did we talk about on the show? I'm pretty sure we did about having a. I would love to see them do a one-off NASCAR race at a, say Charlotte or something, like a retired drivers race, like an all-star kind of deal where you pay out $1 million to the winner or whatever. Because that's what you've got here. Essentially, you've got half of your lineups retired NASCAR drivers with Gordon, Busch,
Yeah.
Labonte, Bill Elliott. Like, imagine you get all those names racing some more recently retired ones like Carl Edwards and stuff like that. It'd just be such an amazing thing to me. And I
Yeah.
think something like this proves that it can be done.
And I think even Dale Jr. would participate in that because, you know, he says he won't get in a cup car now, but
I think if you ran an O'Reilly car or even some ARCA cars, because those are just old cup cars.
I say do what they're doing right there.
Well, you ought to do that.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. I kind of.
But I think a true NASCAR oval race would do wonders too.
Don't be beating on each other. Let's have a good, honest race, and everybody try to pass clean.
I'm amazed that they could get Jeff Gordon to get in a car.
Yeah, I didn't think he'd
He's
be
a
in boss man
businessman,
Gordon
yeah.
now.
Yeah, you know, I heard Dale Jr. on his podcast. He said multiple times in the last month or so that he's kind of begged Gordon, dude, come get in one of my O'Reilly cars, the 9 or whatever. We'll get you the whole deal set up. You can just run a race. And he said Jeff has 0 interest. He refuses. It just he has no care in the world to try that at all.
Now, I wonder if he let him wear his little vest in the car. If that might change something. You see him climb out, he's got a puffy little vest on, it says Hendrick Motorsports on the side.
You don't think it being Ray Evernham deal that has something
That's
to
the
do with
one.
it?
I'm
Yeah.
assuming that's probably what that was.
Oh heck yeah!
Yeah.
I mean, Evernham, him, Elliott, you know, they all go back. So.
Well, that was a cool deal. And do we have anything else with the truck race? That's it, right?
That's all I've got.
Anybody have an off night? I can't remember. There's way too much happened this week.
I want to tell Butterbean earlier, full support, come hang out with us or something, because I can call a Waffle House. We can all do it like a little interview there.
Well, you know, he's doing his podcast now. We need
He's
to
got a
do like
podcast?
Yeah.
Do like a little joint
Oh, yeah.
thing.
We need to do a joint show. They did a live show at Martinsville.
Oh, so
We need to be
get
invited.
in on that.
But, yeah, alright, well. Is that it from the races? I feel like there's a lot more we could have covered, but it's hard to keep track of
Except
everything.
from all of it, do you want to talk about Cletus at all?
Yeah, that's where we're going next. So we're done with Bristol.
I'm
Yeah,
done
now
with
let's get
Bristol.
on to the entertainment portion of our
Yeah,
show.
let's get to the most
We're going to
important,
debate.
the most
No, we'll
popular
fight about this
NASCAR
again.
driver there is.
Yes.
You know that, right?
Yeah.
This is
Richard
the
Petty.
most popular NASCAR driver
As
there
well he
is.
should be.
Chase Elliott?
No. Garrett Mitchell,
As well he should be.
better known
He's earned
as
it, though.
Cletus
Cletus
McFarland.
You asked for it, you got it.
He has completed his race at the Rock. And
He only spun out 4 times.
four,
Finished
five,
almost near the last, but I thought he should have finished in the top 5. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me don't do that.
Sounds like you're hating just to hate.
No, somebody said something similar to that. I don't think that was called for.
well,
The boy's doing the best he can, and he didn't cause anybody to have a bad day. And he finished 4th in the ARCA race.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, shut up.
and Squirrel got 9th.
Yeah.
I like
That
Squirrel.
was awkward.
He seems like a cool guy too.
I'm still of the opinion that he does a whole lot of different stuff in cars, so he's not causing anybody any problems or grief here.
Ugh.
Well,
He's not a 16-year-old kid. He's a grown man.
Yeah.
I think
He's bringing faces, people to the sport.
And that's what Childress said.
I think it's a good thing.
Big point.
I think he clearly showed that he has good car control.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because he spun out 13 times and didn't never hit nothing. So.
Actually, he didn't spin out but one time. He slid a couple times, but he only spun out one time.
Yeah. He's just hanging out.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly did expect him to run a little bit better.
Yeah, I did too. I thought it was going to be like 20s.
But it is what it is. He did what he was supposed to. Now.
But he didn't get approved for telling.
Yeah, that's where we're going. So the debate is, NASCAR says they want to see a little bit more out of him before he goes to Talladega.
I'm good with that.
Also said that he is not allowed to run any bigger rally tracks like a Kansas. So he has to stay on only short tracks. Yeah, do you agree with the decision or not?
I do not agree to him not being able to run it somewhere like Kansas or like Michigan or something. I know we've had our discussions about Talladega, but what's so wrong at running at Kansas?
I think you're
That's
more
a
likely
track
to tear up people at a small track than you are at those.
That's what I was thinking. You got to have so much more control over your braking and everything on those other tracks. Now, pack racing is a totally different beast, and I understand that. But if you're gonna let him, you saw how he did at that track at Rockingham, and that's the other problem too. You threw him in at Rockingham. That track's already tricky enough. I would let him run at Kansas. That would be one of my first thoughts. Is somewhere like Kansas is big enough to where he doesn't have to do as much like he would at a short track like Martinsville or Bristol, but he can.
Yeah, a track where you can get out of the way.
Yeah. That would have been my first thought. Was like go to Kansas, go to Michigan, go to Charlotte, something like that. He may still go to somewhere like a Charlotte or something.
I agree with you. I think he should be able to go to those tracks, but I agree with NASCAR that he's not ready for Talladega. And I think he does need to get a little bit more experience. So I guess we're all in agreement on that.
Yeah,
that's pretty much.
Yeah, I don't have an issue. I didn't ever say they needed to let him do anything he wanted to, but I mean, bringing the fans in, let's figure out what he can do to help NASCAR out.
But I also think if Childress puts a car in for him and he runs and he qualifies good enough to be able to make the race, let him race.
And I guess there's another way to look at this too. Is NASCAR afraid as good as the Childress cars are at Talladega and Daytona if they put him out there that he's going to be up front?
I was absolutely terrified of him getting approved because
we know those cars are rocket ships at the plate tracks.
Qualifying at a super speedway, I think I could do it.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes absolutely no talent, and so he 100% would qualify in the top 10, if not the top 5, and you draw that green flag, and it would be a disaster. Unless he did what he did in the truck race and managed to only wreck himself. But when you're in the top 5, the likelihood of that would not be very high, I don't think. And I was really, really scared that that's what was going to happen. Because, I mean, he showed it in the truck race. He's not ready to be in the big pack with 30 people around him. And O'Reilly's only going to be more aggressive than the trucks were. They're not going to be less. So, yeah, like I said, I agree, and I'm ready. I'm ready for him to get there, but it's not time yet.
Not yet.
The only unfortunate thing is he said in his talks about it that the scheduled short tracks for the rest of the year he has conflicts with, so he doesn't know that he's actually going to be able to race any more rally races this year. he might just have to wait for next year. So
Yeah.
it is what it is, though. I think he's still planning to run several ARCA races.
That's a good
And
thing.
he said himself he loves ARCA, and I think that's the perfect place for him. And I think a lot of us would agree. So
Yeah, and I think that NASCAR needs to look at his ARCA races as well. It doesn't just have to be in the O'Reilly series and how he's doing.
I still think he should run him some more truck races too. Would be another good thing.
and
to
that's the
start
thing.
doing.
He is approved for trucks, so he can go run wherever he wants in that too.
That would be a real good thing for him to start doing. Run that at a Kansas or something and really get a feel for something.
And of course, it ain't just as easy as saying you're going to do it either.
No.
It takes money. It takes a team.
Which I guess trucks
get
don't
behind
race in
him.
Kansas. So.
Yeah,
It's not gonna
there's
happen.
all that as well.
Yeah.
I know he's making good money with all the stuff he's doing on social media. And all
He just
that
did a
stuff.
Freedom 500. He's got plenty of money right now. He gave away an airplane.
It takes plenty of money to run one of them races too, though. So that would probably be a negative for him if he wanted to throw in a bunch of it at that and just do that.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess.
Good for the sport. Just
Yeah.
Hopefully he will get a chance to run at one of those big tracks here, maybe next year.
Yeah. I guess while we're on the Rockingham weekend, there's not a whole lot to cover from it. I'm one again. We already mentioned Swatch. One thing I want to ask you, thinking back to the last lap of the truck race, Corey and Caden side by side for the win, coming up on Tanner Gray, lapping him, and he proceeds to run directly in front of the leaders who are battling for the win, who are also both his teammates. They're all three teammates. What's your opinion on that decision as a driver, I guess?
I don't know.
Was either one of them? Somebody said they had a spotter that they didn't normally have.
He had a
Okay.
new spotter up
So
there.
maybe that was a little bit of the problem. His spotter wasn't doing his job 100%.
Yeah.
Let's hope that that's what it is, and if it wasn't, then the driver needs to know to do the right thing and get out of the way at that point. If you got 150 laps, if you got 150 laps to go, race, man, race hard. You're coming down near the end. You're not going to win when you go on a lap down. So
Yeah, I mean, they
get out of
were
the way.
literally the last corner, so
Yeah.
that was just terrible, but oh well. That's the only thing I wanted to ask you about. So
But you might want to give him a little break for not having his spotter that he's used to, and maybe the correct spotter would have told him,
yeah.
"Hey, get out of the way."
Well, we talked about Talladega. I don't know if you saw the news this week. Copyright.
I'm sorry.
We've went on and on and on about the fuel saving plate races and what we can do to fix this.
Did they fix it?
No.
Well, NASCAR announced this week that they're going to make stage 1 longer than stage 2 and 3 at Talladega to stop the teams from saving fuel. Or that's their hopes anyway. The debate is whether that's actually going to work, and I say no. What do y'all think?
There's just not much you can do to fix Talladega with these cars. There's just not much. Which really, has there ever been much you can do to fix Talladega? It's just pack racing. There's not much you gonna do that makes it more of an exciting race to where they really pass as much to do this or do that.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know either. How do you get them to speed up when they don't want to?
Yeah.
Or when they really don't need to? I mean, are you going to go for it on every lap?
So it sounds like you don't think this is going to work either.
I don't think it'll do anything tremendous.
Yeah, I mean, you can't, no matter what they do, these engineers, like people say, they're too smart. They're going to find a way around it. And,
They're going to try to
Just
position
run the whole
themselves
race on the grid.
for, the last 5 or 10 laps.
the last
probably
pit
last
stop,
5
that's
laps.
what they were racing to.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
Everybody is racing to have the shortest final pit stop to jump to the lead for the last run, and that is it. It don't matter anything else that happens in that race. That is their only objective.
Yeah.
Whether they throw 10 cautions or 0, that's what they're going to do. But, all right. That it was news. I
Yeah, I don't even have a solution. I usually have an idea of a solution for something, but I don't know how you can't penalize them.
Yeah, because, I mean, they have their 100% rule where you have to be going 100%, but what do you call that? I mean, they're going 100% in their plans to try to win the race. It might not be 100% throttle, but
yeah,
you can't penalize
no,
them.
they can say I'm saving tires, or I couldn't get by this guy. If I pulled out of the line, then my car was going to go drop to the tail. So yeah,
yeah, they're in a very tough spot right now. So, oh well.
I don't know. Maybe they just override these CMs and jack them wide open.
Yeah.
Hang on, boys. We're going to race them now.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Not if you were in the car.
I'll tell you how you fix Talladega: up the horsepower and give your
Make
short
them where they
track.
got a break in the corner.
Give your short track package to your super speedways.
If you fix the cars where they got to apply the brakes in the corner at Talladega, yes,
That would make an interesting race, wouldn't it?
That would solve that problem.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Better idea. Let's get rid of the Cup cars and throw the O'Reilly's cars in there. Couple more 100 horsepower on those cars and just send it and see what happens.
I think
Or
the
we
only
can
people
always
that need a
count
couple
it.
hundred more horsepower at the plate tracks is non-RCR cars. I think Hill and Roll.
No, I think they've already got a couple hundred more
Yeah, I don't think
horsepower
they
on
need a
those cars.
couple more. Yeah, all right. Well, that was news. Other news. I don't know if y'all have heard. They're talking about doing pre-season Thunder testing next year in January
Good stuff.
at
Sweet.
Daytona. Talking about getting a test going there with the cars and try and work on something with these plate races and get something better.
Wait a minute. Didn't they used to call that Speed Weeks at Daytona?
I think so. Isn't it?
Well,
Where they went down there for 2 or 3 weeks before the race and practice?
yeah.
Or they just a new name for the
This is
same
in
thing?
January testing, so I
Oh,
guess
okay.
it's a little early.
Okay,
but-
yeah, all right.
Yeah, I think in the old days still they would go down there and test in January.
Yeah.
Like preseason Thunder.
All right.
So I'm excited for that because still that is them taking cars to the track in advance
trying
of the
something out with
race. So that gets people aware that it's going to happen. They're also looking for solutions to make things better. I think it's an all-around good situation. They're getting to test all of this. So
I
that's
thought-
cool.
thought I heard somebody else say something about they were seriously considering moving the Clash
That
back to
was-
Daytona.
Part 2 of this,
Oh.
yeah. So after preseason Thunder, the big rumor is that they will be putting the Clash the week before the 500
Please.
at
Please.
Daytona.
Please do it. I can't watch any more of these short tracks. I can't do it no more, man.
Well, they
Can't
might run
do
on the
it.
short track at Daytona. We don't know.
That'd still be better than Bowman Gray.
Whoa.
Don't whoa me.
If
That
you
is a
love Richard
boring
Petty,
race.
you have to love Bowman.
That is
Gray.
a
I don't know.
boring
Let's ask the
race.
King. He's right behind us. Richard, what do you think? Go back to Daytona. Well, there you go. We have it.
That is a boring race. You do they even get to press a little more than 2% of the gas before they're on the brake again, and they can't pass much? That is a boring race. Anywhere else, please go.
Okay.
Go Martinsville.
It is absolutely too short of a race for
For
full-size
NASCAR,
stock
isn't it?
cars.
Yeah.
So are we happy they're going to Daytona? Or, they're not
I'm-
officially, sorry. The rumor is they're going to Daytona.
I'd
I'd
rather
be
them be
thrilled.
there. I'd rather them be there than Bowman Gray. Is there something else they could do that might even be better? Probably
Yes.
so, but
Well, what would you do then? Because you seem to know that pretty fast. You got an idea?
Because I just think back to the last few clashes there, which was a complete and utter
Alright.
ride in line until the last lap and then wrecked the entire field, and that was
yeah,
called the clash.
That's the downside.
Well, they
of
clashed.
Daytona.
Yeah, they did.
Do it in Charlotte.
Run the road
That's
course at
whenever
Daytona.
one of those times whenever Brad and Joey wrecked each other leading and the Penske cars.
Yeah, why not just do it at Charlotte?
It don't need to be a quarter of a mile track though, Charlotte or something.
Why not do it at
race.
Charlotte?
But
That
I guess the
track's known
concern
for-
there is
Can we do
too.
it at the Nashville Fairgrounds?
Yeah, what happened this year? You
That's not the worst idea I've
That's
ever
probably
heard. It's
being
still
in
better
the
than
short
Bowman
term.
Gray, but
That-
bigger
yeah.
than Bowman Gray.
what happened this year? That's the problem with going somewhere like that.
That's true.
That's probably one of the big reasons to want to have it at somewhere like Daytona.
Yeah.
Weather.
Yeah.
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 I would say Charlotte, Bristol would be a great option to me to have a clash at. That's a track that's short.
That's all the way in the mountains. You bound to have snow.
know. Well, yeah, that's true.
So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Charlotte's real racy.
Anywhere but Bowman Gray.
Clash of the Gladiators in the Coliseum.
You could race at Coda for all I care.
All right.
Maybe not. Never mind.
That's an idea. We might
Still
have to
better
cut
than
that one
Bowman
out.
Gray. Still better than Bowman Gray.
All right. Well, again, just some news, some rumors. I think we like those news or those rumors. Another one. I don't know if y'all saw the interaction this week on X. There was a pretty big blow up for about a day of Mark Martin getting in the 25 truck this year. Thought that would be pretty cool.
I think Mark pretty much made it clear he was done
Well, he
with
just
that
raced
kind of
outright.
racing. But yeah, then he does this thing for Everham.
Well, the situation confused me because Mark posted on X and was like, Chris, who runs that team, he's like, why didn't you answer my phone call? And Chris reposts it and says, guys, didn't see Mark Martin called me, just called him back, we had a talk. He wants to drive the 25 truck. And it's like, what? That's crazy, but yes, please. And then Mark reposts it. Or no, Chris comes back and he's like, okay, after further discussion, Mark has decided he no longer wants to do this. So apparently he's not actually going to do it, but he wanted to, I guess. I don't know why he changed his mind.
His son and wife probably told him, no, Dad,
Yeah.
no. You're in your 60s now. Go out there and run the fun races where it's not pushing and shoving and beating Bane with 20-year-olds.
I was excited though. I thought that'd be cool. But oh well. No Mark Martin. Unless he can change his mind again. He does what the fans want. Maybe we can ask him.
Please, I need some more interesting NASCAR things, please.
Mark, we want you to race.
Mark,
Just
please
one.
race. I
One
got
time.
like $20 I can give you. I got $20 and I'll buy you a milkshake too.
Yeah.
A banana milkshake. I like banana milkshakes. I like banana milkshakes.
He's a big health freak. He might not.
I'll buy you a sugar-free banana milkshake. How about that? I'll buy you just a bunch of blended up bananas. How about that?
Yeah, that sounds better. Alright, well, I don't have any other news that I can think of. Like I said, I think there was a lot more, but it was just way too much this week to cover everything.
Yeah.
Y'all got anything else?
Not for news, but I got some picks for next week.
Kansas.
Kansas.
I hadn't given that thought yet. But I will. What do you think? Okay.
Who wants
Do
to
we
go
need to
first?
start doing, Dale Jr.'s last segment on his podcast is the FanDuel sports betting.
Oh.
Do we need to pull up my DraftKings account and start putting in a roster every week? The rookie lap.
Oh, I'm not going to bet on stuff in your roster that you got to put money behind, and you come after me.
No, we can. It'll be the rookie lap. We can.
Oh, you want a rookie lap?
Do this as a podcast account.
Okay, well, we'll start that week after. Or do you want to try to start it this week?
I don't care.
We say it is $20 or something.
Yeah, I think it's $20, and we split it. That's only like.
Well, let's come up with a general consensus of what we think. You said they got to have like 6 drivers though, right?
Well, there's just unlimited options you can choose to play in. That was just one I came across. Let's assume that they're going to want something like the top 6.
All right.
So
Is this like in order to, or like it just got to be like top drivers that will be in the top 6?
I couldn't find the exact rules, so let's assume since they were saying he'd win $100,000, they probably want it in order.
Okay.
So your top 6 at Kansas, what would we go with?
Well, let's don't try to put them in order yet. Let's come up with the drivers first. You got Reddick,
Larson.
I think Larson, Denny.
You think Larson, Denny? Okay, I'm just throwing names. You don't have to put the ones I got in there. Let's all.
Well, I
agree
think
on
we
this.
all 3 agree on Larson and Denny, right?
Yeah.
I don't agree on Reddick
I don't either. I don't
because
think so.
they dominated there, but the last year or 2 at Kansas, they ran like 20th. But then again, he's on his streak
Yeah,
right
even
now,
though
so
he's
will he
rolling this year? Okay, that was my thought there. Maybe he
I
had
don't
it back
know.
together for there. But
Let's-
okay.
put away?
Brad
Well,
Keselowski.
No.
It's Brad Wheat.
Chase Elliott,
Nah,
he won there last year and he ran pretty good.
I don't trust it this year.
Bubba was gonna win until Denny put him in the wall.
Hasn't
Yeah.
been too terribly good, but I would go with it. Kyle
Alright.
Busch,
No.
maybe.
They ran good at Kansas 2 years ago, but that's where he almost won and wrecked.
Yeah,
That was
I
2
remember that
years
one.
ago, though.
Yeah, so
I
no.
think things have
Probably
consistently
hold
gone
off
negative
there
there.
now.
So we're up to what? Bubba,
Denny Larson,
Denny?
Bubba. What about Blaney? I mean, he's never a bad pick at this point, I don't think.
Yeah, I'll take Blaney.
Byron's usually good there, but right now, is he good there?
I don't know. Logano?
He was another one I was thinking about. He's ran good there before. I'm thinking Byron, Logano, and if he hadn't just came back, Bowman used to run good there, but I'd
Yeah,
hold
well,
off
Yeah,
there
I
right now.
wouldn't put any
What about the
stock in it.
Hurricane? He's had good speed lately.
I think they're
They could
struggling at
track.
intermediates. He wasn't very good at Vegas. I'd hold
That's
off
true.
there.
What was Briscoe's result there last year?
Uh,
He might be on
it
the
was
20.
good because remember when Chase won, the Toyotas literally restarted first, second, third, fourth, and fifth and threw
Yeah,
it away to a Chevy.
That's right.
So Toyotas as a whole were good there last year. So maybe we should go ahead and put in Reddick. You want to do Reddick?
You looking
I
at
don't
last
wanna
year's
do Reddick.
results?
I would throw in Briscoe. He placed 4th year last year in the spring race. I would throw
Alright.
Briscoe in there.
So Bubba, Briscoe, Denny, Larson. We need 2 more. Or we had Blaney, sorry.
Yeah.
So 1 more.
Josh Perry placed
Bell.
6th
I mean,
year
you
last year. And Bell placed
Yeah,
placed 2nd last
We
year.
gotta go with Bell, I think.
I'd go with Bell.
You can't not go with Bell at Kansas.
Mm.
You go with Bell?
I'm good with that.
Alright, so Briscoe, Bell, Denny, 3 JGR, and then Larson, Bubba, and Blaney.
So when's the junior do his?
Oh, they just talk about it at the end of their show.
I mean, when is his show? I want to compare his.
Oh, he posts on Tuesdays.
Okay. I'm just curious to watch it and see when.
They
What
normally
is
do a
one?
parlay bet. They bet who will be the best finisher for each manufacturer, best Toyota, Chevy, and Ford.
Do we need to put these guys in line now? Is 1 through 6?
Yeah, I will. I want to ask though. He's on the run. Are we gonna avoid Ty Gibbs?
Yes.
I mean, he's been top
I am.
6 every week for 2 months.
He's gonna be drunk in a bar somewhere all week. He's 21 now, ain't he? He won't
Yeah.
even show up next week.
Not tall enough to be
21 going on 13, something
Yeah.
like that.
No, I'm kidding. No, I understand what you're saying, but
I might would put Gibbs in over Bubba. Y'all want to keep Bubba over Gibbs?
Just throw one in there and let's do this thing. Come on. Let's
all right, put Gibbs in, take Bubba out. But if Bubba finishes good, we're gonna remember this conversation.
Okay,
I'll-
y'all agreed to it. Anyway, all right. In order, who do you think is gonna win?
Larson.
Is this finally his redemption? He wins finally at where he had his
Gosh,
last
I'm
one.
praying every prayer I say this week is going to include that.
I'm not as confident as Connor is, but
I'll give it to
I'm
you.
not afraid of that.
Yeah, I think I'll give Denny second.
Yes. Peer pressure.
Denny second. They've ran 1-2 here like
Put
5
Denny
times.
second.
That's an easy enough. Maybe Bell third.
I'd give
Yeah,
Bell
I agree
third
with that.
spot. Bell or Blaney. I'd put Bell in.
I'd do Bell. I
Then
think
Blaney?
we
Or
got
then
Blaney,
Briscoe?
Briscoe, and Gibbs. I think
I do Briscoe.
Are they back on the roll?
After today, it inclines me to think so, and he placed 4th here last year. If I remember correctly, last year it did take him a little bit to get back into it too.
Yeah, but that's because he was learning how to drive a Joe Gibbs car.
That's true, but
Maybe he's just a slow starter, and we're gonna find that to be true.
I'd say maybe some of these were just as bad tracks to start
All right,
with.
who do you want? Who do you say for?
Blaney or Briscoe?
Briscoe or Blaney or Gibbs?
I'd say it's between Briscoe and Blaney. Whichever y'all between y'all pick.
He says Briscoe. You say Briscoe, Blaney. I guess we can go with Briscoe since y'all both think that. All right, so he's 4th. Which leaves Blaney and Gibbs.
Blaney then Gibbs.
I agree.
I'm on the Gibbs hype train. I think he's going to do better than y'all think, but I'll put him there.
We're giving him a top 6 already. I think that's.
All right, so that's our lineup. We do not recommend you copy us.
That's probably not a good idea.
But this is just for fun. And that's it.
Until we
If
lose
you
all
copy
the way.
this, you're guaranteed to win nothing.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right.
So anyway, that's it for this week at the Coliseum.
Yeah. Can't wait to come back in the fall where there's where there's too much tire wear and everything.
Hopefully in the fall we'll be there.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
we're planning on it.
We're gonna be
They
at the
wanted to
night
go,
race.
but it's a Sunday race and it's a long way back from Bristol.
Yeah.
And I really
For
needed
us,
to
yeah.
work in the morning, so I think we're gonna try to go in the fall since
Yeah.
it's a Saturday race.
And it's
And
in
we
the
can drag
chase.
up Sunday.
It's going to be a night race.
Yeah.
It's going to be like
The right
Cars.
time is the right time.
It's going to be like the opening from Cars. You're not going to get me to stop singing Real Gone the whole time we're up there.
So that's our plan for the next Bristol race, and it'll be. Let me make sure I get this right. A chase race.
Good job, Bob.
Not a
Good job, Bob.
mean Dale Earnhardt Jr. playoff.
Good job, Bob.
Yeah.
Don't want to keep calling it playoff.
Yeah. Connor,
Yes.
this is the time whenever you make a Dorothy, whatever that thing's called. Reference.
Yeah. We're not in Kansas anymore, but we are. I guess that'll be suited for Talladega. But we're kind of in Kansas. We're going to Kansas. We are leaving the colorful world of Bristol and going back to the dry, dreary, colorless world of Kansas.
Yeah, we're not legitimately going to Kansas, but we're going to pretend we're in Kansas for 3 or 4 hours.
It's like it's
next
a
week.
Wizard of Oz thing. You know, the evil witch came flying by on a broomstick, and she said, "I'll get you, my pretty." And I said, "Pretty? You must be looking at the wrong guy." He's over there.
We're going to have our hearts will be in Kansas for 3 or 4 hours next week.
Yeah.
It's not our bodies.
So if you see us, if you see our hearts there, wave, and we'll talk to you then. So
All right,
see y'all
Till
after
next week.
Kansas.
Bye-bye, Toto.